Can we start with Justin Trudeau? What has that man done now, apart from, of course, impose vaccine apartheid in his own country for federal employees, people travelling on trains and planes and not being allowed to get on if they're not double jabbed? We'll leave that small matter aside.
He's done a tweet. He's written a tweet which has got the alphabet soup of identity politics in it. LGBTQIA2S. I mean, it goes on even longer than that. I mean, it's this long description of what we used to call gays and lesbians, but now you have to include every single letter in the alphabet, it seems. And so he's put this out on Twitter. It's caused a huge storm. People are making fun of it, deservedly. Someone is saying, did your cat walk across the keyboard, or did you headbutt the keyboard while you were writing this? I think what it really demonstrates is that the elites now have their own in-group language. That's really what this kind of speech is about. It's about indicating to other members of the elite that you are a correct thinking person, you use the right terms, you use the right terminology, the right words, and it really is a code amongst those sections of society. Those sections of society have always had their own code, their own language, their own fashion, their own mannerisms, and this is part of that. It's nothing radical at all.
Well, exactly. He was caught on video. There's a wonderful online video of him trying to say this, LGBT, and he just completely trips over himself. Can't remember because it's also complicated. Again, what I don't understand, again, is two spirit people, and even the T being involved in LGBT, I find strange, because that's not about your sexuality. That's not about who you're attracted to. Whereas the LGB bit is exactly about who you're attracted to. That has a meaning between those three groups together. But it is extraordinary, this being added on, and people the use of the word queer as well. I've always struggled with this, because when I was growing up, queer was a term of abuse towards gay people, so it's not a term I feel comfortable using. But now we're supposed to use it. But it's not just, it doesn't just mean gay. It can mean something else. But it could also not be gay and still be queer. I mean, it's an alphabet soup nonsense, isn't it?
A complete alphabet soup nonsense, and offensive to lots of gay people, as it happens, and lots of lesbians as well. And that's why we have a group like the LGB Alliance, which doesn't have the T and all the other letters, and really is about defending the rights of people who are same-sex attracted. You're not allowed to talk about sex anymore. You can't talk about biological sex. You can't talk about women's sex-based rights. And you can't even talk about same-sex attraction. You have to talk about gender and queerness and everything else. So I'm glad there's a pushback against this from groups like the LGB Alliance and others, because the alphabet soup stuff is really starting to wind people
up. It really is. Also, can I just say, climate change and a constant obsession with this is also winding a lot of people up. We've got Insulate Britain once again blocking a junction 25 of the M25 at Waltham Cross, also to Old Street Roundabout in Shoreditch in East London, causing misery to people trying to go about their daily lives. But there's a wonderful year-long study conducted in Bristol, and they have said that there is a worrying lack of diversity in climate change decision-making, because their study found that voices of people of colour make up just 3% of discussions on the issue. So not only is it we're not doing enough, it's not letting people with the right colour pigment in their skin have a say in it. I mean, this is properly insane stuff.
Completely mad. I mean, there were two things I thought when I read this story. The first is, as you say, it's just the racialization of everything, counting people, according to their skin color, according to whether they're black or white. But then there's also the fact that environmentalism is a pretty upper middle class movement. It is a bunch of poshos. It's not going to, I bet it doesn't have many working class voices either.
Well, they're busy at work as well. They're not sitting on the M25.
That's right. People are working for a living. They're looking after their families. Most Black and Asian people and working class people more broadly have got better things to do than join these deranged posh people taking up space on the M25.
Yeah, so I think you've nailed it there. We'll leave it there. Brendan O'Neill, always so lovely to talk to you.